It's as funny as it is tragic that I basically learned everything that I know about my sport from YouTube videos. And when it comes to bodyweight exercises, you'll hear the same story over and over.
The pull-up is often praised as the king of back development. And some people even think they need no other exercises to train their backs effectively.
Pull-ups are essential and you should be doing more pull-ups. This ubiquity of a golden exercise that everyone must be doing is something that every fitness niche has. This is because enough people have found an activity that generally works well for building skill across their niche. And when someone new then joins, it's an easy recommendation that they hear pretty often. And when you get the same advice from multiple experienced people, beginners are pretty likely to follow it. This goes on and on for years, and all of a sudden you have a whole group of people that agree on a fundamental. Olympic lifters have cleans, bodybuilders have bench press, and calisthenics has pull-ups. Last year, I got to wondering, has anyone tried not listening to that? I mean, how could people really know for certain that it's so useful unless they've tried not using it? Have all these coaches and influencers ever tried cutting out pull-ups for a year just to see what would happen? At this time last year, I was able to do about 20 pull-ups. That's pretty good, but it was only 2 more pull-ups than I had done 2 years prior. So I was averaging just 1 more pull-up per year. That's pretty slow progress. So one day I decided that I wasn't gonna do pull-ups anymore.
I haven't been doing any pull-ups whatsoever for the past 4 months.
This not only meant never regularly training pull-ups, that video that I just showed you is the last set of pull-ups that I did between last year and the results that you're gonna see in this video. To keep this test as pure as possible, this also meant no vertical pulling alternative. Lat pull downs, muscle ups. Now, I genuinely had no idea what would happen from this test, but the results ended up being quite interesting. And what better way to show interesting results than a sick graph? I've seen really strong progress in my pull-ups over the last 12 months of training, being able to do a maximum of 20 pull-ups to 25. That's a 25% increase, all by doing no pull-ups. But how does this make any sense? Does this mean that everyone shouldn't be doing pull-ups? Is everything that you've heard on the internet a lie? Well, maybe. And you might be justifiably thinking that these results are a lie. But thankfully, my past self has thoroughly documented all of my progress, not just for myself, but publicly on Reddit during my whole entire journey. And you can click the link right under that like button to check the validity of any of these claims. But back to the question, why did this happen? It all comes down to a concept called free gains. This is doing something that is not the thing that makes you better at doing the thing. You're a pro rock climber that's been pinching small rocks for years, and you decide to yank really hard on a pull-up bar, and all of a sudden you've done a one-arm muscle up. You didn't spend years training for that exact moment. Instead, you were working on something else, and you were just able to achieve that for free. If you want some light reading material on free gains, check out The Mindful Mover on Instagram. He's a huge proponent of this and the person that introduced me to free gains originally. From what I can tell, there were 2 main reasons why I had amazing free gains this year. Number 1 is I've relentlessly been working on the front lever, a bodyweight skill that involves holding yourself horizontal to the ground with straight arms by pulling down with your lats and tensing your core. An insanely hard thing to do for some, and the lowest tier skill you can do if you're an Olympic gymnast. Unfortunately, I haven't made a ton of progress over the past year on this skill, but it's definitely kept my back muscles very strong. The second biggest contributor to my free gains was losing weight. If you didn't know, the smaller and lighter you are, the easier things are to lift relative to your body weight. And this isn't me just upset that a 5'3" Russian teenager can achieve every skill that I'll be able to achieve in my entire lifetime during his 5-month planche progression video. There's actual science behind it. A real smart guy hundreds of years ago named Galileo figured out that when an object increases in size, its volume increases faster than its area. TLDR, the bigger you are, the more gravity hates you. It's called the square cubes law. So getting light will generally help you gain relative strength. And I think this was a big contributor to the gains that I saw. By the way, if you want to learn more about my journey towards the front lever or how I've moved my weight by over 50 pounds just this year, I've got both of those well documented on the channel. Just don't mind my beginner YouTuber awkwardness. It's totally normal and you totally like it. So the ultimate question, what should I be training if I want to get better at pull-ups? Well, the answer is pretty straightforward. No one really knows. People will give you their best guess at what can help you achieve your goals based on what's worked well for them and who they were influenced by when they started training. Based on my experience, forget about pull-ups and work on your front lever while getting light. That might work great for some people and completely suck for others. I have no clue. The purpose of this video and this whole year-long test was to highlight that if you really want to make progress, you should stay curious and test things that are being told to you. You'll learn a lot more about yourself and you'll make everyone else better for it. So with that, good luck on your training and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.